Okay, so today is the 8th. We're going to do a quick review over some equations that we've already worked on in the past, solving equations with variables and multiple locations, part 1. Then the last equation here is going to be an example of solving equations with multiple variables in different locations, part 2. So let's take a look at the first equation. When we simplify equations, the first thing that we're going to do is distribute if possible. Well, actually, the first thing I'm going to do is circle my variable and draw my line. Then I'm going to go through and I'm going to see if I can distribute. Can I distribute anywhere in this equation? Yeah, where? With what? With that negative 2. So negative 2 times 3 will get me negative 6. What? X. Then I take negative 2 times what number? Negative 5. So that'll be, as Brendan said, a positive 10 or a plus 10. Then I just bring down my plus 2x. My right side in this equation is simplified for me, right? It's just a negative 6, so I'm going to bring that negative 6 on down. After I distribute, I then combine like terms. Remember, the sign in front of the number stays with that number. So my like term here is a minus 6x or a negative 6x. And what's my other like term? It's not just a 2x. Plus 2x. So what's negative 6x plus 2x? That's right, negative 4x. And then the positive 10 did not have a like term, so I just bring that on down. My right side, again, simplified for me. Bring it on down. And now we're stuck with the two-step equation. So I want to get that variable x by itself. So what do I get rid of first? How so? Minus 10. My 10's cancel. I bring down my negative 4x. Negative 6 minus 10. Good, negative 16. I will tell you and tell you and tell you over and over again. If the negatives and positives are tripping you up, use your calculator, okay? You can try to solve it on your own, but then check your work with your calculator. If you don't know how to type negatives into your calculator, please let me know. All right, and then to get the x by itself, I think I heard it was just like a lot of mumbling though. Divide by. Oh my, where'd that go? Hold on. All right, it's back. Woo, that scared me. Okay, so then negative 16 divided by negative 4 equals just a positive 4. Two negatives equal a positive, and there we go. How'd we do? Now, we could then use substitution to check our answer, right? We're not going to do that today, okay? Does everybody have this one down? Yes, sir.
Later on, would you make us use it?
I'm going to tell you this. That was a good question. So later on, am I going to make you use substitution to check your work? On your exam, next in like a week or so, your exam, the last problem of each page, you have to check your work. Now, because I have not worked on that with you guys as much in this class in 6th hour as my second and third, I'm going to use that for extra credit, okay? So I'm not going to count that part against you, but if you want to try to earn some extra credit, I would learn how to do it and get them extra credit points. Okay, let's take a look at the second equation here. So again, I'm going to start by drawing my line of equality. I'm going to circle my variable because lots and lots of people have been forgetting to do that. I'm not kidding, like every hour. Okay, so again, I'm going to simplify each side of the equation. Basically means each side of the equal sign. My left side is done for me. It's just an 11, so I'm going to bring that 11 down. My right side is not. So where do I start when I simplify equation, if I can? Distribute. What number am I going to use to distribute? So negative 1 times y. Okay. Then negative 1 times, which equals, bless you, Negative 10. What do I need to do with that 4y? Yeah, I just drop it down. Okay? I distributed. Then what do I do? Combine like terms. What are my like terms here? Okay, so what's 4y minus 1y? So I'm going to bring my equal sign down. I'm going to bring my 11 and my 3y, and then what else do I drop down? Negative 10 minus 10. It kind of means the same thing. The only time it wouldn't mean the same thing is if it was like 3y minus negative 10. Because then those two negatives would change to a positive, right? But otherwise, it's the same thing. Okay. How do I get the y by itself? Plus 10. This one's not too bad from here on out, is it? 11 plus 10 equals?
21.
Now what? Okay. 7 equals y. Any questions on this one? Now let's let the fun begin. Let's look at the new one.
I don't like the way you said that.
Honestly, if you understand these steps, if you feel pretty good about this, you'll be fine on today's lesson. It's one new step you're adding in. All right, so we're going to draw that line. We're going to circle all them variables. Did I get them all? Okay, so we need to simplify each side of the equation. We're going to follow the exact same steps that we've been doing. So I'm going to work my left side, then I'm going to work my right side. So I'm going to do one thing on my left, and then I'll do it on my right. And I'll go back and forth, okay? So on my left side here, can I distribute? Yeah. So I'm going to distribute 4 times z and get, I'm going to make my z's like that. Otherwise, mine look like 2's, okay? And then I'm going to take 4 times what type of 3? Which is? Okay. So I'm going to put my equal sign. Now I'm going to go to my right side. Can I distribute on my right side? Okay. 2 times z. Then 2 times positive 3. So positive 6. And what do I bring on down? Now, I go back and forth. I go left, right, left, right. That's what works for me. What helps me keep my work more organized. So I go back to my left side. Can I combine like terms? No. So I'm just going to bring that on down. 4z. So I can't do anything to that one, can I? Can I combine like terms on my right side?
Yes.
What?
64.
Which is? Let's see.
You don't know.
What is it? You know that. 2z plus 10. Did you just look at it and be like, oh, wait, what? Now, we've distributed on each side. We've combined like terms on each side. Now, this is where we run into some problems. This is a new step. I now need to get the variables on the same side of the line of equality. So I'm going to have to move one of those numbers and variables from one side to the other side. It's not as simple as just saying, oh, I'm going to move it, okay? It doesn't really matter which one you decide to move, but I always say pick on the little guy. The reason why I say that is because you're going to deal with less negatives that way. So if we're picking on the little guy here, think of it like money. 4z or 2z, which one's bigger? So the smaller one would be the 2z. So how am I going to get rid of a positive 2z from the right side and get it to the left? Because there's no sign in front of that 2, is there? So it's a positive. So how am I going to get rid of that plus 2z? Minus. So I'm going to subtract 2z from my right side. If I do something on one side of the line of equality, I have to do it to the other. So then on my left side, I'm ready to go ahead and simplify. So what's 4z minus 2z?
2z.
Okay. And then what else do I need to bring on down? Then I bring down my equal sign. Then on my right side, what am I left with? Just the 10. So I bring that down. And what kind of equation are you left with now? One new thing you're learning today. That was it. All right, so solve for, as usual. So what do I get rid of next? So I want to get the variable by itself. So I bring down my 2z, 10 plus 12.
22.
And then how do I get the z by itself?
Divided by 2.
So then z is going to equal,
11.
there it is. Final answer. That's the lesson. Well, you'll have notes, but that's the basis of the lessons.